Zanzibar, the Spice Island and Sultanate of East Africa. Kindly subscribe, like, and share this fascinating story we are about to share, and comment your thoughts down below as we document history together. Zanzibar, the Spice Island of East Africa, where empire, trade, and culture converged. Imagine an island in the Indian Ocean where the air is perfumed with cloves, cinnamon, and nutmeg, a place where sailboats from Arabia, India, and Africa converged. This is Zanzibar, once called the Spice Island, in the heart of an East African empire. Between the 1800s and early 1900s, Zanzibar was more than a tropical paradise. It was a sultanate, a trade hub, and a crossroads of culture. Today we journey into its past, from the Omani Palace to the clove plantation, from Stone Town's narrow alleys to the Indian Ocean's trade winds. Welcome to Zanzibar. Located off the coast of what today is Tanzania, the island of Zanzibar sits at a strategic junction in the Indian Ocean. From the 17th century onward, this island became embedded in vast trade networks. Gold, ivory, slaves, and spices all passed through its harbor. By the early 1800s, the clove tree had taken root here, turning Zanzibar into one of the world's most important spice producers. In 1840, Said bin Sultan, the Sultan of Oman, relocated his capital from Muscat to Stone Town in Zanzibar. That move changed everything. Under his rule, the island flourished. Palaces rose, architecture blended African, Arab, and Indian styles, and plantations expanded. This was not just a colonial outpost. It was the heart of the Omani Sultanate's East African empire. By the mid-19th century, Zanzibar was responsible for nearly 90% of the world's clove production. Plantations spread across the islands of Unguja and Pemba. The spice trade enriched the Sultanate, but behind the wealth was labor, coercion, and the legacy of the slave trade. Spices were not just flavor, they were power. The cloves harvested here traveled to Europe, Arabia, and beyond. At the heart of the island lies Stone Town. Narrow winding streets, intricately carved doors, coral stone buildings, and an atmosphere shaped by African, Arab, Persian, and Indian influences. This is the seat of Swahili culture, where languages, architecture, and traditions fused. In these alleys, you see the legacy of trade, empire, and everyday life in the Sultanate. Zanzibar's wealth was shadowed by darker truths. Slavery was integral to plantation labor, and the island became one of the major hubs in the East African slave trade. In 1896, the short-lived Anglo-Zanzibar War, the shortest war in history, erupted when the British intervened to assert influence over the Sultanate. The era of independence and change was coming. In 1890, Zanzibar became a British protectorate. The Sultanate's power waned as colonial influence grew. Plantation economics changed, old trade networks shifted, and the once dominant Isle's influence was slowly diminished. The 20th century brought new challenges and a fading empire. Today, Zanzibar stands as a living testament to its layered past. Stone Town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Spice tours draw visitors to old plantations. Swahili music, architecture, and culture continue. The island's legacy of trade, empire, culture, and beauty remains vivid and complex. Zanzibar is more than a tourist destination. It is a mirror of global history. As the dhow sails off into the Indian Ocean horizon and the sun sets over the spice-laden air, we reflect on Zanzibar's extraordinary story, a place where Africa met Arabia, where cloves replaced gold, where a sultanate rose and changed the world's trade. The island's past still whispers in those wind-filled streets and rustling spice trees. Zanzibar, a chapter of history and a story still being told. If you have watched to this very end, it means you have gotten value from this video. Please kindly support us by subscribing, like, and share the video if you have not. See you in the next one.